Hello and welcome to Trailblazers Rising, where we share stories and strategies for scaling beyond limits. And today, I have to tell you how excited I am and fangirling. And I know I say that over a lot of people, but today I have on Jaya Rose, and I have been following Jaya Rose probably since 2020, early 2020, and since very on in my entrepreneurial journey. When I was still working my muggle job and building my business, she is a phenomenal, fantastic, amazing, wonderful human and incredible coach. And I would be very surprised if a lot of my listeners weren't already following you. So, Jaya, introduce yourself to the crowd and let everybody know who's about to impart some knowledge on them.
Okay, I love this. Well, and you said you were following me, and I said we're mutuals because that's how I feel about it.
Now we're mutuals.
Now we
I
are,
was
and
the originator of that because I remember when
know.
you followed me, I went,
Oh yes, no, I
really?
do
We're
remember that.
mutuals now. We're mutuals.
I love that.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny how social media and the parasocial relationships create these dynamics? And so that leads into what I do because my biggest passion is in my business is helping people experience video magic. And this is what I call it. Video magic, TM. The power of the connection, engagement, and sales that can happen through video, I'm just obsessed with. So I am a business coach. I've been a business coach for 7 years. I help my clients and I teach a lot, give a lot of free value on TikTok around just having an online business. I am self-diagnosed late autistic, also ADHD. And so I talk a lot about, I think that's where we have a lot of crossover is like how to just like be nice to yourself and right. Not hustle and not get caught up in the we have to, we should, and then shaming ourselves because that doesn't help you be any more magical on video. I can tell you that much right now. What I have found is that it is all about how you treat yourself and all about really honoring that message. And then your videos are just much more powerful. So
Yes.
I'd love to talk about that.
Yeah. So, here we welcome all, but we cater to
Oh, yeah.
neurodivergent entrepreneurs. Do you know where I learned that line from? It was from
I love that.
actually a gay bar. A gay bar got talking about, I don't know, they were in some Congress or something, fighting for gay rights, which
Okay.
is,
Yes.
I don't know why it's 2023 and this is
They
still a
shouldn't have to
goddamn
be.
thing. But
Yeah.
anyways, but they said, we welcome all, but we cater to. And I went, oh yeah, that's it. That's what I'm
love
here
that.
for. So we welcome all, but we cater to neurodivergent entrepreneurs at
Yeah.
every step and every level, because whether you have a team underneath you or not, and you're still running it, or whether you're a solo entrepreneur right now, at some point you always have to level up, right? The game goes from working your job and building your business to transitioning into just running your business full time, which transitions into getting some people to work underneath you and building a team, and then eventually transitions into selling the company and going somewhere else and starting a new one, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Just
It
not for
could.
nothing.
Yeah.
Those are the goals, right? In and around there's going to be writing a book, speaking on stages, building your community online, all that sort of stuff. But since we aim to inspire the entrepreneurs at every level of the journey, we will start with asking you what sparked you starting your own business. Like what stoked that entrepreneurial fire in you?
Yes. I mean, I definitely think it's the autism in general because I've only been an entrepreneur. I've actually never had a career other than working for myself.
Hold on. You can't just skate over that. Give me a minute for that to land and absorb. How old are you?
Yeah. So I'm 46.
Listen, this recording is available for people to watch too. It's not just on audio, so I don't need you to lie.
You just go to my TikTok. Wait, you didn't know how old I was?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
You're 10 years older than me. I thought you were like 40.
Okay.
Easy lemon
20,
squeezy. Look what self-care does,
46.
ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
boys, girls, the she's, the gays, and the theys, self-care. So you've only ever run your own business.
Yes. Yeah. So in my early 20s, I had my first child when I was 20. And so I was doing the mom thing. And then I realized, I better also kind of get a career. And I really asked myself a couple questions. At that point, I was 24 and I had been doing house cleaning and just sort of odd jobs, but still not getting a job for, working for someone else. And I was at the gym walking past this sign where they were like, you should become a personal trainer. And I said, you know what? My options right now, because my criteria was number one, use my natural gifts, which was making people feel comfortable. Like I'm just a people person. And I knew that I didn't want to study anything or take more than 1 year to become an expert and start getting paid. So I said, okay, I could be a hairdresser or I could be a personal trainer. Those sort of fit in the scope. And I said, I'm going to become a personal trainer. And that's what I did. I did work for a gym for 1 year while I was getting my certification, and I hated it. I was
Yeah.
like, they're telling me what to do. They're just like, it's bad. And so I quit that. I just had gotten my certification and I opened my own fitness studio, which is it's a ridiculous thing to do. It was just a small studio. I didn't have the employees where people would come get personal training from me. And that began my entrepreneur journey. Never worked for anyone else. And that was 26.
Listen, what do you know about the PDA brand of autism, the persistent drive for autonomy? Do not call it pathological demand avoidance, because I
Yeah.
will hurt you, because
Yeah.
that is definitely the description from a holistic neurotypical person and how they
Okay.
perceive it.
Yeah. Interesting. No, I haven't deeply studied that
So
because
the
I think I've
persistent drive
heard
for
about it
autonomy
being okay. Yeah. Go ahead.
is those of us that are autistic and do not enjoy being told what to do. Any demand, even if it's like a bodily function, right? Like sometimes when you got to pee, you're just like, I cannot believe that I have to get up and stop what I'm doing and go
Mhm.
pee, and deal with the same thing for eating. The same thing with if anybody ever tells you, hey, you should go on a run, and you were putting your running shoes on, you're going to be like, all right, well, no, now you've demanded this of me
It's
and I'm
the
not going to do
rebellion.
it.
I call that rebellion. Yes. Very
It's
familiar.
actually your nervous system is wired to go into fight or flight when it perceives demand.
This is my 9-year-old as well. So
And, you know, one of the first things my mother said to my husband when I was dating him and she met him for the first time, she said, you know, you don't tell Mel what to do. And his answer was, oh, yeah, I know that.
I love
So
that.
that's something new for you to
Authentic.
read. That's something new for you to read. So you've been in this
Yeah.
game for
Yeah.
20 plus years,
Right.
running the show.
Yes.
That's so inspiring. That's so incredible. So what got you into business coaching?
Yeah. Well, I found out about the online space 8 years ago. At this point, I had a personal training studio. I also had become a life coach, and I had all these secret desires that were very much below the surface. I had a desire to help more people, to make more money, to be on stages. At that point, I had been a professional belly dancer also for 15 years. And so, stage is very much
Love
like
it.
I love the stage, but I had never spoken on stage. And I really had that secret desire, you know? And so when I learned about the online space, I saw all these people just self creating stages. That's what I consider a personal brand and why I love
Yeah.
video so much, because it really is that. And I was like,
Yeah.
wait a minute. At that point, I was, I think, 37. And I just said, wait, all these people are doing this. They don't look that different than me. I don't think they have a different education. I've been an entrepreneur already. I think it was 14 years or something at that point. And when I took my business online, I started in fitness. So my first brand was called Booty, Mind, and Spirit. The Booty, Mind, and Spirit, I should show you. I had a little silhouette of my body with like a weight overhead. And that was the logo for my,
Can we get that
yeah,
in your
we'll get it.
media kit that my assistant's going to ask you
Yeah,
for the promo of this video? Because we love a
it's
good
so good.
storytelling.
It's so good.
Oh,
Really had all the pieces to do the big things, you know? And I built a 21-day ab challenge, which was my first online program. I sold 150 of them. I had a community going. I built a membership. And then I decided, fuck all this. This is not real. It's not really what I want to do. I let it all go. Like 1 year in, the common theme was that I had done over 300 videos at that point. Everything that I taught was through video. And I was like,
yeah.
this is what I love. And then live video came out that summer, Facebook Live. And I
Yeah.
started doing Facebook Live. And I was like, oh, and I saw a pathway for I could leave all this behind. The reality is, those key things that I built that on from those decisions when I was 26, right? What am I naturally good at? And how can I leverage that? And how can I become an expert and get paid within a year? I did that over again, but it
Yep.
became about video. And I launched something called Rock Your Videos, and I scaled. I think I made $150,000 in 10 months.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I get
This
it.
is
Yeah. Because the fitness stuff felt like work to me. You know, it's like I was good at it and people liked it, but as soon as I left it behind, I felt such a sense of freedom. And so that was about 7 years ago, and I've just journeyed along to be where I am now. Obviously, you know how it goes online. It's like the name of the game is really pivoting and realigning with what you
yes.
feel
Being
called to
adaptable.
being adaptable, following the spark again and again.
Absolutely. Somebody actually asked me about that on my live this morning. They were like, do you have any advice for an ADHDer who like loses interest and stuff? And I said, your business has to be like, you have to be in a growth mindset first and foremost, right? So every day when I wake up, I remind myself something to the effect of, you're going to learn something today because you don't know everything.
I love that.
And as much as I believe that I am always right, never wrong, that I also know that I'm going to learn something every day. I'm going to be educated in some form every single day. And then I'm going to take note of it to make sure that tomorrow I can show up even better than I did today. Right.
Yeah.
So when it comes to the space that you occupy, I can understand how being in the fitness arena did not quite align after a certain point. Cause I remember, listen, it was like 2015, 2016 till about teen. I was pretty much keto diet, going to the gym 5 days a week. All of my friends were gym people. All of our kids were the same age. Like it worked out perfectly. And it served me at that point. But when I look back on those pictures, yeah, I may have been 30 pounds lighter, but I was never in a worse mental space.
Exactly.
And you don't even know it at the time. So as a trainer, as a personal fitness coach, you're dealing with these people that are coming in after drinking all night, after, not eating properly, not being educated about where calories are. And like, I remember I was friends with a personal trainer at our gym, and she was like, this girl, I've been training her for 2 weeks, and she just came in and told me how many beers she had last night. And I told her, oh my God, how many beers are you drinking? She's like, why do beers have calories?
I don't think that's the point.
But I mean, like, are we dealing with somebody who really is uneducated to that point?
That's crazy.
And I'm supposed to
I
make
didn't
something.
ever deal. That was never my issue because I always had my own little personal training studio and people paid more to come there. And they were older. I had all old ladies. Love y'all old ladies, but
I love an old lady.
all like in their 60s. That is not old. I shouldn't say that. But, at the time I did. I was like, the older ladies love me. And so they were a little more educated about their bodies. They just needed habits and accountability. And they needed a life coach.
Right? Absolutely. Absolutely. I've worked with some life coaches, and, from all the certifications and trainings that I've seen for life coaching, a lot of it is really based in everything is your belief. So you have to change your belief, and then you can change your thought, and then you can change your attitude, and then you can change your action. You can do all this. Here's the thing. My beliefs aren't going to change if I don't inherently feel good about myself, if I don't inherently stop being so critical.
Yeah.
Critical. So you've obviously been through the entrepreneurial ringer if you've been in the game for this long.
Yeah.
We can just call a spade a spade. So can you tell me like one lesson that you've learned that really stands out above the rest?
Yeah. Well, in particular around the online space, because it is really different. So I sort of have like categories, right? What I used to do, I barely call it entrepreneurship. It was more business ownership because I wasn't really trying to grow. I was just like making the income. But since going online and there's so much potential for growth, thing that I come back to and find to be true every time I want to launch something new, I want to sell something, is that I need to be excited about what I'm doing. There has to be that spark. And if it doesn't allow me to feel like I'm fully expressed, like I'm truly impacting people, like there's good in it, right? Like there's something that's bigger than me around this, then it does not work for me. And I do think that I think that people can make money without it being aligned or whatever, or without being in good energy. But for me, it just doesn't work because my nervous system will shut everything the fuck down if it's not actually scalable in a way that has both that self-serving and soul serving, I call it. Like you've got to like be doing something bigger. I need to be doing something bigger than just me.
Absolutely.
Or I'll get in my own way.
Absolutely. I think you were one of the first people that I really saw posting about, and this is something that we see our members at the Neurospicy Academy doing all the time. Don't build the thing before you launch it.
Yeah.
Launch, start announcing it, and then like know that you have all the information up here in your brain and do an outline of the launch of the thing. But you don't have to actually build the thing until you know people are interested.
Yes. I preach that all the time.
All of the time.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen your clients saying, okay, well, I'm building this course, and this course is going to change the trajectory of my life and my business, and everything is going to be perfect when I launch this course.
And it's taken 6 months to build it.
6 months to build it. They're not building their community up about it. They're not getting any sort of following about it. They're not talking about it to anybody. They're like, well, my aunt and my cousin, they said that they would take it. And I'm like, this isn't going to help us. And I'm like, so what is the topic? What are we looking at? What gave you this idea? Well, it really helps for me. And then, okay, cool. Are you the one that's paying for it?
Yeah.
Right? No. So when it comes to a launch, what would you say? What would you want people to know that you don't think they're inherently or intrinsically going to?
Well, I've been always launching recently. In the past year, I've completely redirected my whole business plan. So it's been really interesting. And so I've had a number of launches, whereas I used to launch about twice a year. I think I've launched 5 different times this last year. Yes. And I can go into all of that, but it's not going to answer the question you just asked me. In terms of launching, I have some freaking credibility is what I'm saying. And I'm actually in a launch right now. And so it kind of, I mean, it piggybacks off of what I just was saying. It's like, first of all, having your intentions and your why and the foundation around your mindset, which I know is your thing, and like really knowing who you are in it, right? What is the identity that you are embodying, and who is this offer asking you to be? So I really come from that. And I think that a lot of people don't teach that around launching, but that is the first thing that I always will help someone with. It's like, what is this asking of you? Because if it's bigger than you, then you're in co-creation. And so I just did that recently. I did a meditation around this launch and I was like, what am I being asked for? How can I show up for this? And then I get little messages, right? And then I follow them. So I think that that's something that's just not taught a lot in the business world, is how to co-create in a way that, I mean, it's literally creation. You know that we aren't doing that alone, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
There's like magic in that, right?
Yes.
So allowing there to be magic inside of these business structures, I find to be super helpful. And then stuff will happen that I couldn't have predicted and it will turn out way better.
Yes. Like your video hitting 1.4 million viewers.
Is it at 1.4 right now?
Yeah. Yeah. I released a video yesterday morning with no face, no eyebrows on, no nothing. And I got to 1 million views last night. I texted my husband at 9 p.m. last night and I said, my first video hit 1 million. And he called me so fast. He's out of town right now for work. He called me so fast.
He's like, how are you?
And I was like, he knows that what I have to do, and my business partner knows this too. I have a very big energetic field around me. My aura is very big. I interact with technology in a negative way a lot of the times. I've broken computers for just by looking at them. And I affect the people around me very, very much. So when I get very excited, it is not a sustainable emotion for me and it wipes me out as much as if I like, it's probably equivalent to other people's rage. When you get that kind of rage where you just want to like knock through a wall, that's how much I feel the joy when something like that happens. And I have a lot on my plate these next couple of weeks. And so it's not sustainable for me to experience it. So I give myself a little bit here and there. And then I continue to go about my regular like factory operating days and settings so that I can celebrate it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like my spirit guides will tell me when it's time to celebrate it. I'm like, hey, we'll celebrate it when it's time, but it's not time yet because I still got stuff to do.
Yeah.
Still got stuff to do. But celebrating it and reveling in it is something that I really like to do when it comes to like how far I've gotten, right? So I don't compare myself to anybody else. I compare myself to previous versions. So I remind myself right now in this moment that 2 years ago, everything that I have right now is exactly what I was begging for.
So powerful.
So when you can really feel that kind of energy through your body and that emotion through your body, that's when you level up.
Totally. And when it's sustainable, I love that you're talking about that, especially with your you're somebody who takes up a lot of space just by being you. And it's like that is a lot to maintain without having really, really high highs and low lows, I would imagine.
Yes, that's actually that's one of the number one things I work on with my clients is the up and down and up and down. They're very high highs and they're very low lows, which is why a lot of us get misdiagnosed as bipolar. But fortunately, when you do your research into the DSM and all that, bipolar is for extended periods of time. It's not daily ups and downs and hourly and all that sort of stuff. So I help people kind of turn the faucet and control the faucet of it. So instead of only having 2 settings of on or off, it's like, no. We can still experience this emotion and this energy, but we can be in control of the tap.
Yeah. Yeah. It's powerful. I love that.
So, it takes work and it takes effort and it takes me to my next question for you, which is, you see how I did that? It's so good. We know that running a business or businesses can be very stressful, and that self-care is crucial. If there's a stronger word for crucial, imperative, must
Yeah.
have. We know that is true. So what is your favorite self-care practice to help you feel like sane and centered and grounded?
Yeah. Yeah. So the idea that self-care, I have a lot of self-care built into my life with my routines. I'm very routine around like my skincare at night or just my food. I make these ginger shots and have hot ginger honey tea every morning. So different things around just nourishing myself, I would say are all the time. But one thing I think that I could touch on that could be unique for people to hear is that I believe integration is a business practice. So the times that we do feel lower, that we are in that place of what maybe someone would describe as stuck
Yeah.
or just feeling a little bit stagnant. I believe that those are really beautiful opportunities to reinforce what we desire and the integration of that. So can I like really be in it and be with myself? That is like the highest level self-care for entrepreneurship. It's literally self-care for your business, which is why I say integration is a business activity.
Yeah.
Because if you're being asked to hold that next level. So can I give you an example?
Please.
Practical example. Okay. So the thing that I'm launching right now is a membership. It's called
Okay.
Being Well Known, and it's all about the video magic, but also the sustainability and the mindset of showing up consistently. Now, one thing that I repetitively do every time I create something and launch something is I create parameters around it in terms of what it's going to require of me because I'm so afraid of being burnt out. That's not even an option for me. And overwhelmed, not an option for me. And so I can look back, I have so much evidence to show that my launches and my sales will be dictated by the parameters that I internally set for how
Yeah.
much I'm able to receive.
Yeah.
And I've never had an offer that literally could be like, I could have a video go to 1 million and people sign up for it right now. I haven't had that in my business because everything has been, I mean, I feel like people wouldn't even know how to work with me until I just got my website rebranded and now it's much more clear. But I think for like 5 years, I was making it really hard for people to even hire me.
Yeah.
And it really is this protection mechanism.
Yeah.
So yesterday, I was talking through the membership. I did a pre-launch. So there's 30 people enrolled right now. I really want about 100 to enroll for the first round of enrollment, right? And talking to my husband about it last night, and I was like, okay, so I'm just sort of like the nitty gritty. Okay, so they're going to be here's what they're getting, right? Part of what I'm offering is 2 Q&As. And then I started thinking, wait, if 1,000 people enrolled, I could not answer back, even if only 300 asked a question twice a month. How the fuck could I answer back a question? And all of a sudden, I was like, it's a bottleneck. And I heard my daughter. So my daughter is 26. Remember, I got pregnant at 20,
Mm-hmm.
and she has a multi-million-dollar online brand. She's fucking
Yes.
genius.
Yeah.
Okay.
I follow her too.
She's amazing. Her name is Becca Luna, and she gave me some advice because every offer she puts out, hundreds of people. She has thousands of students. She does not ever have a bottleneck in terms of scaling. So I listened to her. She
Yeah.
told me, and this was probably 4 months ago that she said this to me, and it just hit me that I was doing it. She said, when I create an offer, I never have anything that I would have to change if a certain amount of people enrolled.
Yeah.
Right? So I'm thinking, oh, 100 people, that would be totally easy for me to do these Q&As every 2 weeks. That's fine. But if there were 300 people, 500 people, I'd probably have to change it. And it hit me that she had said that. And I was like, I'm doing that. I'm
Yeah.
making a container around myself that keeps me safe, but also keeps me fucking small.
Yeah.
It was a huge, like, I feel like, you know how sometimes you have those awarenesses and you're like, I literally just changed my whole life. I just changed my whole life with this awareness. So I said, you know what? I was sitting there talking through it with my husband. I am going to have everybody ask their question. I'm going to have them self-categorize what it is. And anybody can take this. If you have a membership and you've been stuck on this, have this strategy because I think it's fucking genius. So I'm going to categorize 3 to 5 different, probably 5 different categories, like mindset, like fear, like launching, like selling, right? Different.
Yeah.
And then people have to categorize what their question is. And then I will take all of them and then do a live video, like a 15-minute live video, answer the questions in that way,
Yeah.
categorize instead of every single one, because you know there are going to be a lot of repeats.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, 1,000 people, easy.
Easy. Done. Set. You know, I've recently had a big breakthrough myself. Business partner, Christina with the blue hair over at the Neurospicy Academy. She signed up to be a client of mine last year because she had gone through all of my content, had joined all of the things that she could possibly do other than working one-on-one with me, and still was getting stuck at her computer every day trying to complete this one course. This one course she was trying to complete. Couldn't get it done. Finally, she came to me and said, please fix it. And I said, let's go. And within by the end of the 3 months, maybe a little bit after of the container working together, the idea for the Neurospicy Academy came out. And I did something similar to you where at the end of last year and into the beginning of this year for a couple of months, I didn't take new client. And I built the Neurospicy Academy with her where you can get daily access to expert coaches on our virtual campus, online or recorded and live classes, just really everything that you could possibly need for a minimum viable business and beyond. And it's made for neurodivergent. It's not something that you're going to have to take and make it work for you. Like, again, we welcome everyone, but we cater to neurodivergent women. And I've recently had a big breakthrough with her because we raised the price. We raised the price because she has all of her experience over in the muggle side of the marketing world and you know, the bro marketing, and there's all these names that she uses and all these people and all these like all this stuff that she like uses. And I like in my brain, I'm like, cool. You don't know what she's talking about. Are you supposed to know who that person is? I don't know who this is. Because we've naturally just ran in very different circles. Like if we were in high school together, we would not have been in the same crew.
Yeah.
Whatsoever. But we have very similar life experiences, which is so funny. We also had babies very young and that sort of thing too. So we sat down, we were talking, and I was very frustrated. And I don't get frustrated very often because as a big energy person, I recognize that look on people's face where they just go, like when I let loose and I'm not having a good day and I find somebody goes, what's wrong? And I go, you really want to know? And I like this, everybody has the same look on their face. And it's this look of like, they're puckering their butthole because they're ready to shit themselves and they have no idea what to tell me. Like they're just like, I know I validate what you're saying, but I have no fix for you. And I've never seen you like this. They've never heard you say these words. And I'm like, this is why I don't ever tell anybody anything when I get like this. And it's actually a somatic practice to move through that big energy block, that bottleneck, if you will, of energy that is stored in your frustration and stored in your body and stored in your issues are in your tissues. Remember that.
Yeah.
Your issues are in your tissues. And I was like, thank you for letting me fucking freak out. And the next day, everything changed. We got like 4 people that signed up at this we like tripled the price.
Amazing.
And a whole bunch of people had signed up and she's like, what is happening? And I said, magic. So, you know, I understand completely when it comes to really integrating not only your magic with your business, but as an entrepreneur and a mom and a woman with a partner and a house and all this, my life and my business are the same thing.
Yeah.
So like if I work myself to the point of getting sick, everything's going to get hurt, right? My business will get hurt. My family will get hurt. Like everything will stop. Production will come to a grinding halt. I don't have that luxury.
Totally.
So I'm going to take my self-care very seriously. And that's when I found how important sensory care is for a neurodivergent person. Because this is what I preach is that we have to accommodate and embrace. You don't have anxiety, you don't have depression. You may be experiencing those symptoms because of your untreated neurodivergent, because we're not taking care of your sensory needs. It's no longer something that you can figure out and fix, right? The fact that I have these 2 lights staring at me right now to film this and that they will give me a headache if I watch them for too long or if I have them on me for too long, it's not something that's going to change.
Yeah.
Right. The fact that I have to wear my headphones when I'm out in public because the world is simply too loud, that's not going to change. Right. So instead of trying to get unbroken and fix yourself, let's accommodate so we can embrace.
Yeah. I love that.
Especially anybody that knew me in my past restaurant world and gym world and all that sort of stuff, they would say a combination of, oh yeah, I love her. She'll give you the shirt off her back, but man, she can really be a bitch. And now I know that the people closest to me were deliberately pushing those buttons to watch me freak out and to get me overstimulated and overwhelmed, because then nobody in my world had to take responsibility for their own action. They could always make me the bad guy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know about you, but if 3 people talk to me at the same time,
Oh, if somebody talks to me while I'm trying to write something or I mean, my kid, I'm like, my brain hurts.
yeah,
Don't.
stop rushing me. Stop it. Hold on. Clearly I'm doing something. Stop it. Yeah. So, it's really empowering to be able to start building your business in a way that works for your brain,
Yeah,
not trying to
absolutely.
do what everybody says to do. And then, like, every one of my clients, 98% of my clients have worked previously with another coach, a neurotypical one,
Yeah,
and been grossly, greatly disappointed in the results.
absolutely.
So,
So powerful. I love that you're doing this. I love learning more about it too, because I
oh,
didn't know all those things. And
I'm
so
a
it's so good.
plethora of knowledge. And I'll tell you what, on the topic of older women, where I live in Jacksonville, Florida, is a historic neighborhood. We're in our dream, our dream home. It's over 100 years old. Beautiful neighborhood. Less than a mile away from me are the $1 million homes. Less than a
Yeah.
mile away from me are the $1 million homes. I'm sitting right pretty in the middle of that scenario, right? We're definitely not in a first time home, that sort of thing. We're very, very lucky. But there is a certain, what's the word I'm looking for? Type of person. I'm not going to think of the right word. Older, white, privileged woman that does
Yeah.
not like this walking into the grocery store.
Okay.
I have had a lady come up to me before when I wear my hair with a little scarf as like a headband. So it's coming down here, and pink hair,
Yeah.
pink headphones, all that. Sunglasses are always on. If I'm out in
Yes.
public, my sunglasses are always on. And I walked into the grocery store or I was walking towards the grocery store in the parking lot. This woman came out. I'm going this way. She's going this way. She came over to walk right in front of me, got right in front of me, did one of these, and like looked me up and down, like in my face, trying to connect what all this was, and then started walking away. And I said, you get everything in. And she was literally just trying to figure out like how I'm walking in somewhere with headphones and how do I have the audacity to like be hyper aware of my environment. Here's the thing, honey bunny, I am hyper aware of my environment, and that's why I need my fucking headphones and sunglasses.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
mean,
gonna,
I used to
yeah.
get angry too at people that were taking care of themselves and not sacrificing their own needs for the good of the collective. I got mad. I was jealous too, but now I know why.
Yeah.
I can't imagine if I would have spent my entire life not taking care of my sensory needs and being irritated my whole life because
Totally.
I just needed headphones on. Can you imagine? So, on the topic of our mutual love for each other on social media, relationships are very
Mhm.
important. And I want everybody to know both of our husbands are named Jonathan, but hers, she calls Jonathan all the time. And I only call mine Jonathan when he's in trouble. So,
Yeah. Jonathan is Jonathan to me. And
Jonathan. So, relationships are everything in entrepreneurship. How have you really built and maintained strong relationships with your clients and partners and other key players in your
mm,
industry?
yeah, I think relationships are kind of hard. It's interesting because I'm really good at the parasocial relationship where people feel like they know me and I build what I call no love and trust really quickly through video. And I would say that I'm not really close with a lot of people. And that's just
Yeah.
the truth. So I have great relationships with clients and with my customers and people because I have integrity. I think that's the key is like do what you say you're going to do. And then if something goes wrong, really show up and take care of it. So
Yeah.
I will give away stuff. Like someone even messaged me and was like, "Hey, I downloaded this, but it didn't work." And something I'm like, "Here's a free course." Like
Yeah.
I will overgive and I think that that gives me a really good reputation. So I guess I sort of take like what you asked me about relationships and say, well, I don't have a lot of deep relationships, even that I've built online or that I speak to people I don't really talk to people.
Yeah.
And I like it that way because I need my time to be my time once I'm done, interacting online. But in terms of my reputation, I believe that it is really good because I actually walk my talk.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing I say that I don't do myself, and I will call a lot of toxic behavior out. I will call out a lot of this stuff online that I think
She calls out
yeah.
big major coaches all the time and won't say their no. And listen, I go into your comment section. I am trying to sleuth it out.
You can just
Super
ask me.
sleuth.
I have a weird sometime I mean, I've stitched people on TikTok, and that's clearly calling people out. But in terms of the online coaching space, it's like it's really confusing to know. Is it better to call someone out? Recently, I did a video about a lady who was saying some bullshit about how when you're aligned, you'll never be burnt out. When you're aligned, you'll never be overwhelmed. When you're aligned, you'll never have imposter syndrome. And I was so pissed when
Yeah.
I saw that. Like, this just gaslights every neurodivergent person.
Yeah.
And not, I mean, even
Yeah.
experience burnout, but are fucking aligned, whatever that means. And so, see, it's the elusiveness of it. It is so suspect. So define for me what aligned means, because what it means to her is what she teaches.
Yeah.
Well, and the only way to do it is to work with me, and you won't ever get burnt out. And it even had the audacity to say in the post, even if you're a mom, she's not a mom. Don't even. You know what? Sick to me. So should I have called her name out? I don't really know.
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Always say the person. If they are in the online public space,
Yeah.
that's the reason why not everybody's here, is because not everybody can take it. But if she's out here, and I feel the same way about people that talk about the divine feminine and the divine masculine. Motherfucker, be a powerful woman does not mean that I have to be physically strong and mentally strong. I'm powerful when I'm menstruating, and I'm powerful when I'm not menstruating. And it has nothing to do with my energy levels. And it has nothing to do with how my husband treats me so I can be in my feminine.
Yeah.
No. Let's go talk. We can talk Hecate. We can talk Freya. We can talk about all these other women that are warriors and all sorts of other stuff and deities and like that whole conversation. And you've seen it in the spiritual
Oh, yeah.
TikTok and whatnot. It's a pipeline to the alt-right, and it's dangerous.
Yeah. No, it is, but it's also highly convertible, meaning
Yeah, it's highly
all of
convertible
these,
because they're preying on people.
and because it's elusive.
Yeah.
Because it's elusive, but it's like, oh, I just stepped into my divine feminine and now I make $1 million a month.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, okay. Yes.
Yeah.
It is very, very weird. So I don't know always whether or not to call people out. I did message that particular gal that I'm talking about because she had been a friend of mine. I'd even interviewed her on a podcast like 5 years ago. And I thought, well, I'm just going to tell her. And I said, what are you willing to see why your post about being aligned is harmful to marginalized communities, to disabled communities, to anybody who doesn't have as much privilege as you?
Yeah.
Are you willing? I didn't even say the privilege thing because I knew that would probably
Yeah.
trigger her. She said, no,
Yeah.
not even willing to hear from
Yeah.
somebody who's in a different community than her why that's harmful.
Yeah.
What? It's shocking to me.
I mean, here's the thing too, though. Some people are so committed to never feeling that cognitive dissonant, right? Never getting called out, never being told that they're wrong. And if you're in the middle of some sort of spiritual awakening, which, I've gone through a crazy spiritual awakening. My mom died in April of 2020, right at the height of the shutdown and shit. Things went crazy. Now I have my spirit guides in full force, and I'm an energy healer, psychic, intuitive mindset coach. Baby, when you say woo woo, I am capital woo woo.
Yeah.
But there are so many people in the space that are unsafe.
Yeah.
And it's sad. Like, I've made videos before talking about how, you don't tell somebody in a wheelchair to get better and then they'll get out of the wheelchair. The same way you can't tell me to get better and my ADHD and autism will be gone. And people always comment and say, actually, I'm in a wheelchair, and people tell me to get better and get out of the wheelchair. So from the get-go, not everybody is at the same level that we're on their journey of education and understanding. And, DEI
But
is
they're
a big
profiting. This gal makes $1 million in her coaching business. It's so wild. So yeah, I'm committed to calling harmful rhetoric out. That's for
Yes.
sure.
Yes. Do you know Alex Serves the Tea?
I'm familiar with her. I don't follow her or anything, but I've seen her get called out basically.
She's, not for nothing. I don't follow her. She's got about 1 million or so followers now, maybe even more. But, my tism kicked in when I first started seeing any sort of hubbubaloo about her, because I said, it's the girl who talks about chilies all the time. Because I think when she started on social media, she was opening up the secrets of Chili's because she was a Chili's employee. And, I come from the restaurant world, never Chili's. I never worked for Darden. I got out of there. And I have gotten a lot of messages about if I worked at an Olive Garden. And that's so apparently one of my doppelgangers worked at an Olive Garden. It wasn't me. I've never worked there. But like, we're also not responsible for anybody else's thoughts or opinions or anything like that. So you also know that this is the mindset coach in me coming out and helping you through this. You have served your community by calling that person out and making your community aware. But we also know
Yeah.
to some degree that the people that are aligned with working with you would see through her bullshit.
Hopefully. Yeah, I do think there are a lot of people who are harmed by those messages. That's why for that particular one, I went the angle of not calling her name out and just
Yeah.
calling the concept out because I think people see those ideals and ideas a lot. And I thought, well, at least I'll be a voice of, of something else. Right. And
Yeah.
they'll be like, oh, yeah, wait, that coach Jaya Rose was saying that this is bullshit. I mean, I think all of our bullshit meters need to be up a little more finely tuned. So if I
Need
can
some
help you do
tuning.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
I'll help you tune your bullshit meter.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I personally, when it comes to building my business in a way that makes sense for me and will make me not burn out and make me stay interested and all that sort of stuff,
Yes.
I have baked in and built in to my daily systems and strategies, things that I really, really like, right? So like makeup, I go live and do my makeup 5 days a week, sometimes less, sometimes more, and talk to my community on TikTok live because I want to do my face and I want to talk to people and I want to have a good time and I want to start my day right. So I do that. And it helps me with time
I love
management
that.
and it helps me have a good time. And I knew this is something that I needed to do. I also have baked in scrolling time on social media because it is how I grew my business. I didn't grow my business with anything other than TikTok and a little sprinkling of Instagram. And now that I've been in the game for a while, I have my lead magnets and I have my email marketing and all that sort
Yeah.
of stuff. But what would you say is the thing that helps you stay focused and on track and having fun at the same time?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely following the spark, like I talked about, but that's why I've launched so many different things. And actually, the thing that you're asking me, I'm trying to do the opposite thing right now. When I say opposite, I say that loosely, but what I mean is I have always launched what I feel like launching and what I feel called to do. And then I always have that juice and excitement about it because I do
Yeah.
need to stay interested. If I
Yes.
were to have one program that I've launched over and over again for 5 years, I'd be really fucking bored, and that
Yeah.
would not right, that wouldn't keep me motivated. So, actually, membership, the idea of this is a very graduated version, so I will say this advice might not be great for someone just starting, except to sort of look how you could do this sooner. Because one of the downfalls of needing to change things all the time and try and, like, stay interested is that it's harder to build a consistent brand. I mean, I always recommend if you can pick a demographic, an issue you're helping to solve, a message, a solution, and stick with it for a year or two, you could build six figures. You can build
Yes.
six figures in a year with a solid niche. And that's really hard for a lot of people,
Yeah.
including me. And I'm great at teaching it. And so, what I've done is created this membership where I actually do a live training every month. So I get that element of what's everyone, I get to respond because I love to respond. So what's going on with everyone? Let's keep it interesting in that way. But then when you enroll, you get access to the curriculum that is not going to be updated. So I'm hacking the system, which you'll love.
Oh,
I'm selling the same thing over and over again, right? Same person, same solution, same curriculum, but I do the Q&As in there and I get to do a live training that is new. So if I'm into whatever I'm into, I just got to teach it because that makes me
yeah.
excited, but I don't have to launch a whole new program.
Yeah.
Right? So that is how I have found to stay interested because before I would launch different programs, a few times a year. I'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm doing this mastermind or I'm going to do this program." And I would think, "Oh, I'll stick with this for a couple years." And I never could stick with it for more than a
I
year.
can't. Once I do it, I can't do it again. I just can't do it. I'm like,
Exactly.
no, we already did this. My brain won't let me.
Exactly. Yeah. So how are you
Yeah.
doing that with your Neurospicy Academy and how are you, staying excited about it and sticking with it?
Oh my goodness. Well, first and foremost, my life has been transformed by this partnership with Christina with the blue hair. And it has a lot to do with my birth chart and some things that I've learned. Astrology has been such a fantastic tool for me and helping my clients understand the part of your brain that can change and then the parts of your brain that are not going to change, right? So we can really accommodate and embrace. But we are built, first and foremost, I am a builder. I like to innovate. I like to create new systems and strategies. I've opened multiple restaurants for other people before and been able to do this. I don't like breaking it all down. I like building it all up. So creating this brand new thing has been so fantastic and amazing, because there's nothing else like it in the space, right? So the challenges that it presents have been most welcome because I didn't know how to get my messaging true and correct around something until I started working with her, right? Because she is where I am a genius on social media, she is a genius on all other marketing and copy and that sort of thing, and really speaking right to someone's soul and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
It's also nice to have someone who is very interested in getting to know me and how my brain works, and me with her, because we know that we're going to be like on the yacht for vacation one day. And so like that's what we're working towards. And because it changes every day, because we have new members signing up every single day. You get a free one-on-one call with Christina to get your blueprint. You get a free one-on-one call with me to get your playbook, because she's going to show you all the things that are possible in your 10-year plan and make them possible in 2 to 5 years. And then you're going to come to me freaking out with the mindset gremlins running wild, going, I can't do that. I can't do that. And I'm going to go, okay, well, I'm an expert in imposter syndrome and mindset and neurodivergence and your nervous system and all this. So what if we look at it like this? And it always scratches my itch of seeing someone's face at the moment that it clicks, because that is the one thing that I live for. When you have been telling somebody something and you know that they're not getting it, and then all of a sudden they go, that feeling is right up there next to, I have a kid home right now, so I don't want to say the one thing, but it's right up there. It's
Yeah.
satisfying. So, and it's always new. So, we have our weekly Rebel roundtables where we teach our members all sorts of topics. We've done ChatGPT. We're going to talk about Go High Level this coming week, because all of our members get free Go High Level account when they sign up. And because I get my coaching in to the members all the time. They're
Yeah.
messaging us on Slack. I'm messaging them. My spirit guides alert me. That's one of the things about working with me is my spirit guides go check on them. And I'm like, why? I never get a why, but I message it and I say, hey, what's going on? And it's always, they're like, I can't believe you're messaging me this whole thing. And I'm like, okay, this is why my spirit guides didn't tell me what, because I knew I'd get overwhelmed if I had to hear this twice. So it really just it fills the spot. And then I am not big on leading a group coaching event. I like a workshop that's a day or two long, and I like one-on-one long-term coaching, because we get deep into things.
Yeah.
And the academy is so great because I get that one-on-one coaching with a lot of people without having to follow a super strict curriculum.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've set it up how it works for you. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And
And
it's great. And the virtual campus, it's like a video game and Zoom put together. You hop on and we all get to see each other and talk to each other and like bounce ideas off of each other all day. And entrepreneurship is lonely.
yeah.
And I didn't realize that I was going live every day. So I was talking to people. And then I'd go live, and then 11 o'clock would hit and I go, okay, it's time to get to work. And I would sit here at my computer and just be like, do the things. And now I'm able to sit here at the computer and do the things with other people.
That's very cool. Yeah.
So it's been really incredible. As long as I have, and like you said, my target audience doesn't change, not very much. It hasn't really changed since I've zoned in or honed in on entrepreneurs. It will
Yeah.
always be women, and it'll always be LGBTQI plus people, because I just have no interest in working with cishet men. I've tried in the past and it hasn't worked. They can't handle me,
Yeah. Makes sense.
but I'm surrounded by them at home. I have 2 teenage sons, 2 male dogs, and a husband. So I feel it's out.
Yeah.
Right? I don't have to work with cishet men in the real world because I'm surrounded by them in my home world. But it's really about like the excitement and the newness for me.
Yeah. Totally. That's what I always need as well. I need to be excited about something new. I need to feel like I'm creating something.
Yeah.
I love the creation process. So that's important.
Person that I have on here. I'm going to ask you to plug your spot and tell everybody how they can find you, how they can follow you, and what you are pushing at this moment.
Yeah. Well, TikTok is a great place to come check out my videos. I'm with Jaya Rose. I'm with Jaya Rose everywhere, also on Instagram and also the.com. So I have lots of freebies. If you are interested in doing more video, That's sort of
Yes.
like my top of funnel. So I have 12 hooks that get you booked. I have a video magic masterclass that's coming out next week, which should be available in May. I think you said this is going to be coming out. So I
Yep.
have a lot of free options that you can check out if you like my work. My membership is definitely going to be the place to come get more insight, personalized community. So
Yes.
that
Tell us one good hook to get you booked.
Oh, okay. So this is the easiest one for everybody, but people don't do it, is to literally just call out who you're talking to. Instead of just starting to talk about, well, being an entrepreneur, you often get in your own way. And here's a tip on how to, right? No, it's like if you are an entrepreneur who's struggling with X, Y, and Z here, or who's desiring X, Y, and Z. So the
Yeah.
call out and then the call forward is
Yeah.
like, who you're talking to and what you're going to talk about. Is it the struggle? Is it the desire? And kind of
Yeah.
like pick one of those. I think is really, you'll notice in almost every one of my videos, if you're an online entrepreneur, if you're an online coach, if you're
Yeah.
and I say it all the time, but then I have, the majority of people following me are coaches. Every day, new coaches follow me,
Yeah.
even if videos don't go viral.
Oh yeah. I'll tell you, I'm going viral right now with my biggest video ever. And it speaks to a very, very, very large audience of neurospicy entrepreneurs, but it doesn't necessarily speak to, because my strategy is to cast a very, very, very big wide net
Yeah.
and pull everybody in and then shoot with a harpoon my ideal clients out of there.
Yeah, I love that. That's really great. I would say that I'm better at talking exactly to who, which is why my videos don't really go big. But I also have never had the offer in the back end of my business that could support a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? I was only enrolling, like I'm Mrs. Time Freedom. So it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I have 6 clients in groups and I coach 3 hours a week, whatever. So I'm excited to see how that opens up for me. Maybe I'll check out your wider net strategies.
I mean, it's fun and it's a good time, and it really does help you, really understand the nature of the beast. Some videos are meant to be very direct and
Yeah.
small and to really resonate with a certain, and you see it when you're watching your analytics. You see the same people open up your Instagram stories. You see the same people commenting on your TikTok videos.
Yeah.
We're aware of what we're doing. It's not like there's no rhyme or reason here. And it's always, remember, the viral videos, the ones that hit 1 million plus, are always the ones where you don't even have your eyebrows on.
Yeah. It's a quotable.
It really, I told both my kids too. I said, guys, this video is going to hit 1 million views tonight. And I didn't even have any eyebrows on. And they both just started laughing because they've been raised with this. They know that, and they're on TikTok, so they get it. All right. So, and everything to find Jaya Rose will be obviously tagged here to this video. And I thank everybody that's listening, but now it's time for the fun stuff. The lightning round of neurodivergent questions. This is what I ask every single person we have on. And it's really whatever comes to your mind first. We're not going to overthink it. First and foremost,
I couldn't hear you. You cut
okay.
out.
What's your favorite social media platform?
I mean, TikTok.
Duh. Duh. I've had one different answer from that, and it was Lemonade, which is the new platform that TikTok's doing. So fun. It's fun, but everybody loves TikTok. All right. Number 2, this is my favorite one. What's the most recent rabbit hole you've gone down?
Oh my gosh. I don't even think anything new. I'm not a researcher. I don't have that. I try to zoom out. So I'm a binge watching. I'll tell you what I'm binge watching because that would be my rabbit hole. All American Homecoming okay. It's like a college show, but it's kind of like a high school show. It's so fucking good. Every problem is insurmountable, yet gets solved by the end of every episode.
I love that. That's a manifesting show. That's my definition of a manifesting show. Okay. So number 3 then, what is your emotional support show?
I mean, I don't have something that I binge watch them and then I'm done with them, but you know what? I'm a Bachelor fan. I listen to the Bachelor podcast, the Game of Roses Bachelor podcast, obsessed. That's my comfort show.
Okay. All right. We can get with that. With that. Have you consumed any water today? And do you want to share your emotional support water cup with us?
I have consumed water today. This is water. This is not my emotional support cup. I just have a water bottle that is downstairs.
Okay.
Yep.
That's pretty on brand that you forgot it somewhere else.
Next to my bed. And I was like, I have to have water for there you go.
Perfect. All right. And then the last question. What is your current dopamine snack or meal?
Okay. It's not coconut. It's cashew. it's made from coconut. So I always think it's coconut, but it's cashew yogurt from Trader Joe's. And I put chia seeds in it. And so then it gets like chia seed pudding. And then I do maple syrup, walnuts, and frozen raspberries. And it's
Okay.
so good.
That is the fanciest one yet.
It's not a snack, I guess. That's a breakfast. I don't know. I don't
We
eat
love
snacks.
that. That's
Yeah.
really good. And that's a great way to fuel your body and not get to the point of anger and hunger that a lot of us neurospices get to because we're not reading our hunger cues properly.
True. Yeah, and it makes you have good poops also. So
I love a
love
good
that.
poop. I love a good poop. Oh my God, I could talk to you all day. So I want to thank you so much for being here. And with poop, we will leave you all. I want you to make sure
Exactly.
that you follow Jaya Rose. She is incredible. She has astounding, amazing, business changing content that she puts out on social media. You talk about follow somebody and learn a lot for free. That is this woman.
Aw, thank you.
She is incredible. Check
Appreciate
out
that.
her new membership. And we thank all of you for being here. And we will talk again very soon. Okay. Bye.
Okay, bye.